Hello children, today once again I am here with a new video and it is related with a new topic, that is agro-based industries. And before we start with it, a reminder for you all that as you see the video and you are going to find it useful, I know it very well, and don't forget to share the link of this video with your friends and the classmates, and also do subscribe the channel. If you haven't subscribed till now, subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon also, so that if any video is uploaded in future, you will get the notification related to that. Now let's start with the topic agro-based industries. As we start with it, first of all the topic should be clear to you. Agro-based, what does that mean? Agro-based industries means any industry which is dependent on the agriculture sector, right? Or the other way we can say that any industry which is using the raw material that comes from the agriculture side. Any of the agricultural produce is being used as a raw material in that industry. Clear? That industry will be called as agro-based industry. Agro means agriculture. Okay? So agro-based industries, especially that include cotton textile, sugar industry, then jute industry, silk textile, okay, food processing. Most of these industries are important in India also, but out of all these, first industry, which is one of the most important industries we have in India, that is cotton textile industry, and then the second place is that of sugar industry. Now in India you will find cotton textile, sugar industry and silk textile industry. All these are important, but here in this video I am going to tell you about these, right? Number one, let's talk about the cotton textile industry. Now when we start with cotton textile industry, for that you all should know that India is one of the leading nations. It is one of the largest exporters of cotton textile in the world at present. It manufactures huge amount of total cotton textile, right? And that is how it has become one of the largest exporters also. Now next thing is, it directly or indirectly supports almost 30% of the total labor force of India. Total labor force of our country is supported by just this industry. Just imagine. And next thing is, this industry is actually not only important as an for export, it is one of the leading industries in India for the domestic market also. And cotton textile, when we talk about it, this particular industry, we can divide this industry into two types according to the loom which we use. Loom means the machine over which the weaving is done. Okay, so it can be power loom and it can be hand loom. Power loom means the machine by which the weaving is done, that is actually working with power, with any of the, suppose, electricity and all. And hand loom is totally working with the help of hand, manually it is done. And most important states that cover 3/4 of the total output under the power looms are Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. 3/4 of the total production is controlled by these three states. Just these three states: Maharashtra, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Okay, and when the other thing we are taking the handloom industry. Handloom industry is almost, it is found in all the states, right? It can be at a small level or a little big level, but it is basically found in almost all the states. And the important centers for the handloom we can find in all the metropolitans, especially the cities like Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Coimbatore, and Kanpur, Delhi. These are the main centers where the handloom industry is a little more developed. Now, when we are especially talking about this industry, cotton textile industry, children, one thing we have noticed that the two cities, that is Mumbai and Ahmedabad, these two cities have developed actually in the last 2-3 decades. These centers have developed into the most important cotton manufacturing centers, right, in the entire country. And what do you think, what can be the factors that have made these two centers as most important cotton manufacturing centers? The main factors responsible for that are, number one is that proximity of raw material. Proximity of raw material means what? Where the raw material is, in what form we are using raw material? It is basically cotton pods. And these cotton pods, that means the cotton cultivation. These two cities are lying within or very close to the cotton cultivation area. And which is the cotton cultivation area? Gujarat, Maharashtra are the main states where the cotton cultivation is done, right? Most important states where it is done, because of the presence of black cotton soil. Black cotton soil is the best soil, at least in India. When we talk about all the different soils, black cotton soil is the most you can say suited soil for the cotton cultivation. And this is the reason in Gujarat and Maharashtra region you will find maximum cotton cultivation is done. Okay, so cotton cultivation is done, that means it is providing the raw material to the industry. That is why we take the first factor as proximity of raw material, means these two centers are lying within that region, so they are very close to the raw material area. Okay, number one. Number two is the humid coastal climate. Now, because of nearness to the sea, okay, coastal climate, that means humid climate is very good for this industry. And moreover, the temperatures are never going very extreme, that means never it's too hot or too cold, right? It is temperate type of condition is created because of, moderate condition is created because of the influence of sea, or you can say the influence of sea and land breeze. So the humid coastal climate is the best suited climate, again related to the industry. Now come to next, well developed transport facilities. Yes, no doubt these areas have got the transportation facilities very well developed in that area, right? And these two cities are well connected with the other big cities, you can say the metropolitans of India. So it is having one of the best transport facilities. So this is another point. Now comes another part of transport is the port facility. Okay, when the seaways are used for that purpose, port facility which is available within that region is one of the most important ports. We have Mumbai, and another port we have got is Kandla port, one of the tidal ports in India. So Mumbai and Kandla, both the ports provide the port facility to this industry. In what way? What do you think? What is the importance of the port? Both ways, import and export. Import of especially the heavy machineries. Moreover, sometimes the very fine quality cotton is imported from the countries like Egypt and all. So that is the benefit we are getting with the help of the port which is present there. Moreover, whatever production is being done, if it has to be exported, for that purpose the port is best option. So both ways the port facility is helping a lot to develop this industry in that area. Next is cheap labor force. Yes, a large number of people are working there, and they actually that they provide a cheap labor force for this industry. Then capital and market. Capital, first of all, capital is finance. You can say monetarily, if a lot of investment has to be done. For that purpose, the suppose any industrialist needs a lot of capital with him, right, with him or her. So for that purpose, the banking facilities should be very well developed. So bank, or you can say the banking facilities are very much developed, especially in Mumbai. So that benefit again is there with this industry. Moreover, the market is again very important. Market for any industry, the basic things we need are the raw material, okay, the industry. Moreover, the market also, that means whatever is being produced, it has to be sold out somewhere, right? So for that purpose, a market should be ready for that industry. And for this particular industry, cotton textile industry, you'll find a very good market is provided in Mumbai and Ahmedabad, there only, and the nearby important cities, and as well as the other cities of India also, the which work as domestic market for this production. So market is available both ways, domestic market as well as international market also, the other side. So for the production, the market facility is very well, you can say it is available there because of the development of fast transport facilities. Next comes the cheap power supply. Now for power supply, the electricity is mainly supplied to these industries from the hydroelectric projects, okay, hydel power projects. Now which hydel power projects are supplying the electricity to this industry? Most important one is the Tata hydroelectric project, right, which is supplying the electricity to Mumbai region. And what about Ahmedabad, which is there in Gujarat? Gujarat is getting basically the hydel power project, hydel power supply from Ukai and Kakrapada hydel power projects. Okay, so anyhow, this industry is getting a cheap power supply from these hydel power projects. Okay, so overall, if we see the main factors which are responsible for the development of any industry, all such factors are very well developed within this region, and thus leading it to develop into you can say leading these two centers to develop into the most important centers for the this cotton textile industry. Now children, when we talk about the textile industries in India, yes, no doubt it is one of the leading industries, one of the most important industries in India, but it can be much better. A few problems are being faced by this industry in India, and if we sort out these problems, definitely it can grow a lot, right? Now, what are the main problems these industries are facing in different parts? You can see one by one. Number one, the first point given here is the shortage of raw material. Yes, actually the shortage of raw material means it is, no doubt it is cultivated in maximum part of Gujarat and Maharashtra, but that is not sufficient for all the industrial units which are working in different parts of India. So to supply the total cotton pods, or as the raw material to supply to all these industrial units, the total raw material is not sufficient. Now come to next one, sick industrial units. Many of the industrial units, or you can say the textile industries, such units or factories are very old. Okay, these are almost established many decades back. You can say almost around the when India got independence. So even a few industrial units which are there still working since the time of independence, these are working. So just imagine what would be the condition of these industrial units. Most of these which are such old units, actually still these are working somehow, these are actually in a very bad condition. These are sick, or you can say these are not able to work so efficiently as compared to the latest, you can say, technologies which are used in the modern industrial units. So if we compare these sick industrial units with the latest ones, no doubt these old industrial units are not able to compete with the modern industrial units. The reason being, they are having the old and very outdated machineries which are nowhere in efficiency. If we see, they are not standing anywhere with the modern latest machineries what we have in the other industrial units. So these machineries need to be changed immediately. Then next is loss of foreign markets. Yes, because of the quality of cotton, it is good, no doubt. But one more thing is there. The countries like Egypt, China, these are the countries which are providing a very good quality cotton, right? And in front of these countries, our production is not so good, right? So the competition which we are facing, the competition which the textile total production what we have from India, it is facing in the international market. Because of that, those productions which are coming from Egypt, China and all, they are getting much better. They are cheaper also. The production which comes from China, Japan, these are much cheaper also. So as compared to Indian production, these are somewhere taken by the people as a better option. So we are losing somewhere the foreign markets in this way. Okay. Moreover, inadequate production. That means, yes, if we have this industry in a very good condition, that means there should be always good production going on everywhere, right? Moreover, sufficient raw material should come, and all the industrial units should be very good to do the production. So because of all these drawbacks, raw material is somewhere insufficient, very sick or old, obsolete machines are being used. Then all these things, when we consider, the total production is somewhere, it is not adequate, okay, what it should be. So we need to actually sort out the problems related to this particular industry to get a better and much better production and to get the foreign market back again. Shortage of power, that is again a big drawback, which is actually the problem which is being faced by many of the industries. If it is a large scale industry, if it is big industry, it gets somehow the power supply. But the other part of it, if we think of the handloom sector, small industries of the power loom only, if we take off the other small industries, there the power supply becomes a big problem. So that is again one drawback with these units. Then obsolete, yes, just now we have discussed about it, obsolete or the outdated or the old machineries. These machineries need to be changed immediately to get a better production out of our industrial units, because these machineries, if these are old, they are in competition, they are not standing anywhere, na? That is one thing. Second thing is that they are not so efficient also, they take more power also to work, right? They consume more electricity. So if we see all these aspects, these machineries need to be changed